This concerns my two oldest kids, Nicole 21 and Ava 20. Nicole's a night owl. She can easily stay up all night and sleep through the day. Ava's the exact opposite. She's in bed by 10 and tries to sleep by 11. Nicole also has ADHD, and Ava has AUDHD, autistic and ADHD. The thing is, Ava is very sensitive to light and sound when she's trying to sleep. Her room has to be pitch black with no sounds between 10:30 and 11, which is usually pretty easy to accommodate, considering everyone. Still, Nicole is also asleep or going to sleep at that time. Nicole is taking a condensed science class this summer. She goes to school from 11 to 2, is out with their friends or boyfriend until 10 to 10:30, then comes home to study, which can be 3 to 4 hours a night. She claims that she can only study in our dining room, and the dining room light shines into Ava's room, so Ava can't sleep with the dining room lights on. The other night, Ava and Nicole argued because it was almost midnight. Ava had to be up by 7 for work, and Nicole refused to work anywhere else. I used blankets to help block the light, and she took sleeping pills to help her get to sleep. The next day, when Ava got up at 7, she was loud enough to wake Nicole up. When Nicole got mad at her, Ava brought up that Nicole doesn't let her sleep, so why should she let her? I talked to the girls that day, and Ava made some good points. There are other places in the house that Nicole can study, and if it really must be the dining room, she should be courteous and not stay out so late that she has to be in there until 2 in the morning. I agreed with her and told Nicole that from now on, I'll be turning the Wi-Fi off at 10:30 unless she's working anywhere else but the dining room or the living room directly outside of Ava's room. Today, Nicole got home at 10:45 and went to the dining room to do an assignment and a quiz that was due by 12. The Wi-Fi was off, so she came to me to turn it on. I told her I would once she moved, but she decided to argue and refused to move. She refused and didn't get to do her quiz or assignment, severely impacting her grade. She's accusing me of playing favorites and sabotaging her because Ava wants to feel good about herself. Ava was originally in a similar program, but switched to one that she actually enjoyed. My husband thinks I went too far, but all she had to do was work anywhere but the dining room. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot. So your plan is to ruin your daughter's education to appease your golden child? You are absolutely favoring Ava and expecting Nicole to make all the changes. Your reply also shows you know nothing about ADHD if you think Nicole should study in her room or work in the morning. It is suspicious to me that it's probably a pattern that you disregard Nicole to clear her sister. Does Ava not have a door? Can the girl switch rooms? Can she wear a sleep mask? There are many ways to shut out light. Why are only Ava's needs being considered? Aside from both girls having different needs, not turning on the Wi-Fi resulting in a grade being impacted is a low blow. This whole situation just seems incredibly stupid. I'm sorry. And they're 20 and 21? Why are the parents limiting Wi-Fi to their adult children in the first place, let alone when they have assignments due? You are the idiot, OP. Sabotaging your children's grades is one thing, awful. Debilitating their potential for independence is another. They're adults. Treat them like it. And maybe they'll learn to resolve their issues between them like adults too. Ava's just being a darn brat. You're catering to her instead of making her realize that the world doesn't revolve around her or what she wants. There are times when you just have to deal with others doing their own thing, especially when you live together. You're playing favorites. Why? Because Ava works on the same schedule as you? Force Nicole to fail, and in a few years, you may wonder why you never hear from her. I hope she moves so her own flesh and blood can stop sabotaging her future. My father wasn't a great parent to me, nearly adult male, and my sister 19. He never showed up for any of our school plays or games. He never took the time to just spend with us, either as a family or as a father and his son and daughter. 3 years ago, we found out my father had an affair, and he had a kid who was a toddler at the time. My mom ended their marriage and my father moved in with the affair partner and married her once the divorce from mom was finalized. My sister and I were already done with our relationship. She had to spend custody time with him for a year and was around his wife before she was his wife and his other daughter at the time. but she ended all contact when the courts gave her permission. I needed to go to him for custody until last year when the courts let me stop it, and I did stop it. His daughter was really confused by it all. She was told my sister and I were her siblings, but we didn't try to get to know her or be in her life. My father and her mother pumped her full of hope that we'd be close. My sister and I want no relationship. Now my father's wife brings her daughter to my football games, and she's also shown up to dance competitions I take part in. Her daughter gets so excited to see me, but I never want to see her at them. I try to be nice, but I'd rather not talk to her at all. My father showed up once or twice too. When I ignore them, I see how much it hurts the kid. She saw my sister last month when I had a dance thing, and my sister refused to look over their way and left as soon as she could. I could see my father's daughter crying. And yes, I know she's technically my half-sister. I have no love for her, no interest in being her brother, no wish to have a family life with her. I don't blame her. I blame him. But she means nothing to me, so I call her my father's daughter instead. My father knows. After the dance thing last month, I reached out to him for the first time in a year, and I told him he should try to be a better dad to her and stop letting these games be played. I told him we'll never want her, and he knows that, so he should protect her and focus on giving her a good life instead of putting us in the position of being idiots and ignoring her or making her more hopeful. He ranted and raved at me, saying that we made him sound like a worse dad than he was to us, and he said my sister and I are no better because we have a responsibility to our younger sibling. I quickly told him we did not make her, choose her, or accept any responsibility for her, but he made us, which made him responsible, and that's why he should do better. I had to end the call and block him because he went crazy down the phone at me. But he saw me when I was out with friends, and he ranted at me some more and told me I shouldn't have said what I did. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. It sounds like your father's trying to alleviate his guilt over what he's done. You are correct that you have no obligation to have a relationship with any of them. However, there is a young child that's understandably confused. Why are his wife and daughter showing up to your events? This is nothing but manipulation. Ooh, look how close you are. Why don't you babysit for us? You've got such a special bond. Is it possible to get an order of restraint? He's alienating his daughter and making you both go no contact with him. He's traumatizing her. Probably dad is narcissistic or has psychopathic tendencies that can't learn from the past and have empathy. I personally think you are the idiot. I don't blame you for not wanting a relationship with your father. However, you're doing the same to your little sister as you say your dad did to you. She's your sister, not just your father's daughter. And when all the parents are dead and gone, she'll still be your sister. She's crying as her sister and brother ignore her. How can you do that to a child? Your sister at that. Not your fault or hers. This situation exists. Get to know and love her, despite your father. You'll be glad you did. I, 26 female, have an older brother, Jake, 30, who recently got married. Growing up, we were close, but as we got older, we drifted apart. Jake's always been a bit more conservative, while I've always been a bit more into fashion and expressing myself. I'm engaged to my fiancé, Jason, 32 male, who loves to buy me new dresses and loves to make me feel beautiful. So, a few months ago, Jake and his fiancée, Emily, 26 female, sent out wedding invitations. I was super excited and went all out to find the perfect dress. The dress code was formal evening wear. Jason said he'd been saving for a dress for our engagement party, but decided that this was a nice occasion to wear it because he had found something else for our party. It wasn't white or anything. It was a deep emerald green with a slit that came up to my mid-thigh and off the shoulder sleeves. On the wedding day, I arrived early to help and mingle with the family. Everything was going fine until Jake pulled me aside and told me that my dress was too flashy and that I was drawing too much attention. I was shocked. He said it was Emily's special day and I was stealing the spotlight. I offered to tone down my makeup or wear a shawl over the dress, but he was adamant. He said that unless I could find something else to wear, I couldn't stay. I had nothing else with me, so I left in tears. My fiancé wasn't invited, and I wasn't extended a +1. Fast forward a few weeks, Jake and Emily went on their honeymoon, and when they got back, they asked me where my gift was. I told them that because I wasn't at their wedding, I wasn't giving them a gift. Jake called me selfish and said I was punishing him for something already over and done with. My parents are also on his side, saying I should just let it go and give my brother something off the registry. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your brother sucks completely. What the heck? Your fiance wasn't invited? Your brother kicked you out of the wedding? Then he's tacky enough to ask you anything about a gift? Screw him. I drift further away into no contact. Also, please don't invite him or your wife to his wedding. No good could come of it. They're 3 times the idiot. Can't wait to see you at the wedding, sis. But no room for your fiance. You know, budget. What you gonna do? Dress to impress, but no, only mildly. What the heck is that? I doubt the dress was too flashy, but you should send them a gift. A framed glamour photo of yourself wearing your emerald green dress. Send the same gift to your parents because they suck too for siding with your brother. No. Instead, gift them a wedding card with a bill for the dress you wore. Be extra petty and write down that you'll wear a more appropriate dress at the next wedding. In my experience, no one cares what any of the guests are wearing, except potentially the bride and the bride's mother. Everybody else is just trying to avoid sneezing or coughing during the ceremony, or falling asleep. That one wedding that one time was super long. The wedding was formal, for heaven's sake. Did he expect you to turn up in a sackcloth and ashes? They sound jealous and petty. Tell your brother that wedding etiquette states that you're not obligated to give a gift to a wedding you're not attending. Tell your parents that they can give a gift in your name if it bothers them so much, as they did get to attend the wedding. Then let your brother and his wife, and maybe your favorite playing parents too, drift further into no contact, and do not invite them to your wedding. 3 friends and I went to a bar in a popular part of town. We got a patio table, and I went to the bar and ordered the first round of drinks. As I was walking back to our table, a dog jumped up and started barking. I jumped about a mile high. I dropped a drink. The owner quickly controlled his dog, apologized, and turned away from me. I told the guy that I was expecting a new drink from him. I dropped the other 3 drinks off at our table and demand the guy buy me a new drink. In my mind, this was not my fault, and the dog owner was at fault. He says he won't do that, and I should be more aware of my surroundings. I'm livid. I call him a piece of crap. I tell him if his dog can't ignore me as I walk by, then his dog shouldn't be here. He tells me I should find somewhere else that doesn't allow dogs, calls me an idiot, and tells me to leave them alone. I drop it and complain to the bar, but they do nothing. I'm just baffled by the lack of accountability here. I don't mind dogs, but I didn't like being scared like that. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot. You had a bit of an attitude. Demand a drink? Livid? Call him a piece of crap? The dog didn't attack you. It barked. Dogs do that. It's a wonder they didn't kick you out. Clearly, you were in a place where dogs were allowed. The dog was visible. The restaurant might have offered to replace the drink or not, but he wasn't obligated to do so. Find somewhere else that doesn't allow dogs. Sometimes even well-behaved dogs bark. Don't go to dog-friendly patios if you can't handle a dog barking. I once knocked over a drink accidentally while talking to my friend, and the bartender replaced it without me even asking. In these situations, the bar would normally just make you another drink, but I'm guessing you were so confrontational that they decided not to. Honestly, it reads more like OP was juggling 4 drinks, lost control of them when the dog barked, and spilled one. Then OP conveniently blamed the dog for the spilled drink, rather than his inability to carry multiple beverages at once. This post screams entitlement. When you're in public and in a dog-friendly area, you should expect loud sounds and barking. Just because a dog barks and you get scared and drop whatever you're carrying, that's not the owner's fault. He controlled his dog and apologized. Not the idiot. Permitting dogs in an establishment is not the same as permitting unruly dogs. I wonder if the votes would change if it were an MMA bar and some jock pretended to hit you, making you cringe and drop a drink, and then said, "Ha ha, loser, made you flinch." It's the same. This guy didn't handle his dog and should be responsible for the consequences. Also, the bar should have kicked the dog out. That's a huge liability. I am baffled by many comments here, saying Appease an idiot for being startled. It's a completely uncontrollable and justified reaction to a sudden loud noise or action. I'm a huge dog person and love my dog to pieces. I would absolutely consider it my responsibility to replace a drink if my dog jumped up at someone and barked at them, making them drop their drink. It might not be my responsibility legally, but morally, I think it is. OP, I can completely understand why you were angry. Not only did you spill drinks, but you were also scared, and adrenaline hasn't left the body yet. I can't stand entitled dog owners. I will be as clear as possible. I like to try new food, and there's a chef I've been following for years. She opened a restaurant near me a few years ago, and it's almost impossible to get a spot. I was extremely lucky and got one. It's a fixed menu, and you eat what you're served for the most part. The menu changes or rotates about every week. They serve unique dishes. Anyway, when I booked it, I booked only for 5 people. I invited my sisters, my 2 daughters, and me. I also decided to pay for it all since I have a good job and wanted to treat them. This is where the issue started. I have a daughter-in-law who's a picky eater. I didn't include her in the invites because I knew she wouldn't eat it. I can't even be certain she would try dishes. She's the type of person who eats like 5 foods. Everyone runs in the same-ish circle, and I got a call asking why she wasn't invited, since she knows everyone who was invited. I tried to be polite by saying it was just a small gathering and moving the conversation along. She kept pushing, and I told her it was because she was a picky eater. I'm not paying for someone to dislike the food or not even try it. She thinks I'm very cruel for excluding her. How has it become acceptable to call people and ask to be invited to an event that you've not been invited to? When you still don't get invited, is it the host who's cruel or selfish or mean, etc.? Not the idiot at all. Keep excluding her when it comes to food events. Why she would even want to come is beyond me. People are not entitled to attend every event that people they know are going to, especially if it's an activity they don't particularly enjoy or appreciate. I have friends who like to ski. I have the balance of an intoxicated toddler, so I don't like to. I don't throw fits when they plan ski trips. Stop coddling her. She wasn't invited to an expensive dinner because you knew she wouldn't eat the food. I'm a picky eater, and I'd have no issue not being invited somewhere because of the menu. However, I might have an issue being excluded with no explanation. Personally, if an invite included everyone else but me, I'd have preferred a message explaining why, rather than me finding out secondhand and having to ask.